The news, Catherine, we're very excited to come together that with the economic crisis for our country and for the need for leadership, Bob and I have come together in a bipartisan fashion to talk about what's most important for who will be the next state representative for Marshfield and Scituate. And we're coming together with an important announcement that I'll let Bob make because I'm quite proud to have Bob here by my side for this announcement here today.
Yes, I'd like to encourage all the Republicans to consider Jim for the voting in November. He's going to have an opportunity to form coalitions in the legislature that some of us probably wouldn't be able to do because of his Democratic status. He is also a law enforcement officer, or was in the past, and I would encourage every law enforcement official in Marshfield and Scituate to participating in voting for Jim. Jim is also following in Frank Hines' footsteps, who we all know and respect very well.
So I appreciate that, Kevin. So just the announcement, Bob and I came to appreciate just how hard he was working in this campaign. We had a spirited campaign where every time I went door to door in Scituate, someone said, hey, we know Bob from having been a mail deliverer. We know him from being a former Scituate police officer and from being the assistant harbor master. Bob, you have such great respect in Scituate, and I'm honored to have your support today in this race to follow Frank Hines to Beacon Hill, and I'm just honored to have your endorsement as the former Republican who was running for this seat.
Now, I just have a quick question for you, Bob, because I'm just wondering, you as a Republican, you're throwing your support behind a Democrat. Was there something very specific, or just getting to know Jim on the campaign trail that made you want to give him your endorsement?
Well, I think the best thing for the towns of Scituate and Marshfield would be Jim Cantwell. He, like I said, he could form a coalition that would be effective. And, you know, he can bring back more to these two towns than someone else starting out basically and having just started ground zero, where he might probably already does know a lot of people in the legislature from working up there. And he would be a little more effective than some of us that were starting out at ground zero here, you know.
Okay, great. Well, Jim, I understand you may do another announcement. This is certainly the first announcement of this endorsement. I heard you were thinking about maybe heading down to the Scituate Harbor to do a more public, if it gets more public, than WATD announcement.
We figured, recognizing just WATD for being one of the news breakers and news leaders, we wanted to come here first, and we will do a follow-up because we announced just the other night on WATD that Tom Kramer was the former Marshfield Citizen of the Year and a member of the Republican Town Committee, was coming out to be a co-chairman of Republicans for Cantwell, and now with Bob Irving coming forward as well, we want to get folks together to say we have a strong group of folks who are saying now is not the time for partisan politics. We want someone to follow the Frank Hines tradition, to be a Democrat and to be someone who will lead us without an idea of the party politics, someone who won't be just the Democratic representative for Scituate and Marshfield. They won't be the Republican. Going to be someone who does what's best for both Marshfield and Scituate, and I bring that kind of leadership and that kind of commitment. So we're just kicking that off here today with Bob Irving, and I'm thrilled to have his endorsement.
Okay, well, thank you both very much. Jim Cantwell, the Democratic candidate for the 4th Plymouth District seat, and Bob Irving, the former Republican candidate for that seat, throwing his endorsement behind Jim Cantwell. Thank you both very much for coming.
Thank you, Captain, very much.